Hey guys, welcome to another Tips from Tom. So if you recall, I was soliciting you guys from some good tips that I could present to the rest of the field organization, and well, Dave Henry here, he emailed me with some good ideas, and I thought, you know, what better than me tell you? Let's have Dave tell you. Guys, $1.9 million.
Yeah, it was a great year.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Welcome to President's Club.
Oh, thank you, man.
How was the trip to Florida?
Oh, the Florida trip was awesome. I tell you, a little time away with your wife, yeah, it's well worth it.
Well, I guess we should let the world know. So you're in the Phoenix region.
Yeah.
So what's your territory specifically?
Well, I start in downtown Phoenix, and then I kind of go west to the California border. I cover a little border towns on the California side, Blythe, California, and Needles.
Okay. So when you're covering that particular area, how do you go to market?
Well, I tell you what, driving my demo truck.
So you're out there, you're in your bush truck. You got any success stories? I mean, how's it been benefiting you having that bush truck?
Well, I can tell you one story. I got a call from the prison. We have a women's prison just south in the lower part of my territory. Okay. Called me up, interested in a tire changer. Luckily enough, I have a Revolution tire changer on my demo truck. Mm-hmm. So I drove down there, and the crazy thing about my demo truck is the way I have it set up, you have to remove the aligner before you can really demo the Revolution, because it takes a little bit of space. Yep. So we went through the demonstration on the Revolution, the road force balancer, and I already had the aligner sitting out. Yep. So I said, do you mind if I do a demonstration on the Hawkeye Elite aligner? And talked about the technologies. He said, sure. So we pulled the car up, did a quick demonstration, let the inmates do some demonstrations or practice on it, and guess what? They bought a Hawkeye Elite aligner.
Man, all from a tire changer phone call.
Yeah, and they were looking at a TCX maybe. To convert that to a brand new Hawkeye Elite, I thought that was a great success story.
So did you go through distribution on that, or how'd you end up making that all happen for the procurement process?
Well, I went through Mohawk. I think that's the most efficient way and quickest way to get these government deals done.
Absolutely. They sure make it easy. One of the things I noticed was you don't have very many merchandising points. So
oh, no. I keep that cleared out.
Of those things.
Yeah, man. It's a great opportunity, and it gives us tools that we can help promote the business for our customers. Okay. You know, whether it be brochures or banners, maybe a counter display, or an incentive to our to the employees of our customer. I had a neat story. I have a Big O that bought a liner just the other day and did some training, some motivational training, and try to get the guys on board on doing quick checks. They've never done quick checks before. Yeah. And I got a quick email from the owner of the Big O. He told me that they doubled their alignments after putting a Hawkeye Elite in and after our training. Wow. And I thought, wow, doubled their alignments instantaneously after that new piece of equipment was put in there. So I thought, heck, what's a better way to reward his employees than, you know, offer him gloves? So I gave him enough gloves to cover his whole shop to help promote, you know, their activity and their use of this new tool.
I'm pretty amazed at how you're across the board on equipment. I mean, when I compared it to what's in your demo truck with what you actually sold, there is no rhyme or reason. You're all over, so I can see that you're really finding the needs for your customers. But to kind of get started, I see you got Force Match, 2 of them, and then you had 2 WT aligners. Now, the reason I bring that out, heavy duty. So is that like your focus? I mean,
definitely not my focus, but it's definitely not out of focus. Yeah. What I see is any opportunity is a good opportunity. When I drive by a shop, if I see it has HD trucks out front, guess what? It's an HD call and it's on. Wow. I love bringing the technology to them and giving my HD rep a heads up or a step forward in the process so we can get these customers the best tools or equipment to service their customers.
That's wonderful. So, you know, if you could give a tip to the guys, what would be a great little stimulus for the customer when talking about that heavy duty? What are some of the things that you use to let them know about that alignment equipment and that balancer?
Well, the first thing is I like to talk to the customer and kind of see what they're providing now, what kind of services they might be providing, and if they're not offering an alignment service, or even if they are, I like talking about our technologies and maybe the opportunities to do quick checks on trucks. Yeah. Whoever thought we could check a truck alignment in 4 minutes? What that does is gives us the opportunity to make huge increases on our sales, on our alignment sales. Yeah. The other thing I like to bring up, and it's kind of a funny story, but if you ever read the manual on these HD tires, it usually instructs you to mount the tire up and then bolt it on the hub of the vehicle. Once you get it on the hub of the semi-truck, you put a dial indicator against it, The tire.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, that's what I asked them. I was like, are you following the procedure? You know what it says, right? And they usually agree, but they don't agree that they're doing it. So that's always a good segue. We can always talk about our force match balancer. Not only does it balance the tire better than any balancer in the world, but we can do all those steps in one spin. So we measure the loaded run out, just like you would with a dial indicator, but we don't have to take it on and off the truck. And I don't know about you, but if you've ever used one of those truck guns, that's the worst part of HD tires.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'll tell you a crazy success story with that Revolution. So I got a new Revolution on my truck. Of course, I had a road force balancer. Right. I thought, man, I'm going to go make some calls. I'm going to showcase this equipment that is unsurpassed by anything else. Yeah. So the first stop I did, I pulled into a Ford dealership, was talking about some technology, showed him the aligner, walked in, had the general manager, had the service manager, the director all on my truck. And that's hard to do in Phoenix, Arizona. It's a little warm.
Getting them all at the same time. Yeah.
But what I did is we went ahead and changed some tires on that Revolution and then went over to the balancer and showed him how the new Road Force is so efficient and so fast. That was a great stop. I tell you, a new Hawkeye Elite, a Revolution, and a Road Force Elite. First stop out of the gate with it on my demo truck. But it gets better. The second stop, I'm driving into this small fabrication shop. He does a lot of lifted trucks, custom vehicles. And I see one of the owners pulling in a Denali that wasn't his, had 26-inch wheels on it. And I said, hey, I bet you're dealing with a ride complaint, right? And he says, yeah. And I said, guess what? I have the solution in my truck. He says, really? I says, yeah. So I pulled it up, hooked into his short air, and we force matched, and Road Force checked every single one of those tires. I couldn't even get out of the parking lot, and he was on my cell phone asking for a quote. He wanted to order the equipment right then. 2 swings, 2 home runs. It's amazing.
6 quick tread systems. Well, you know, national meetings, I'm out there showing you guys how to lay them all down, but I don't see it on your demo account. So how'd you do it?
Well, I tell you what, the biggest thing is talking to the customer. If they currently have Quick Check, you know, showing them it's a module they can add onto it that doesn't add any more time.
Yeah.
The other thing is I've had some experiences with different places. One that comes to mind is Hertz Rental Car. Right. They have a big maintenance facility at the airport at Phoenix Harbor, where they check every car that comes in. They check tread depth, they check oil, they do all the services, the maintenance on them. They have our alignment machine, our alignment rack, so they do that. They do steering angle resets. But one problem I found, the manager there called me up one day and says, hey, we're having a problem with separated tires. And I says, well, let's take a look. And the crazy thing is they have 50 techs in that facility, and they ask every single one of them to check tread depth. The problem was they weren't checking it consistently.
Right, of course not.
Everybody had a different idea of where they should check it, or what they should check, and how they should report it. Hertz policy, you know, was to replace it at 430 seconds. What was going on is some of these tires had edge wear. The technicians were measuring the deepest spot of the tire, passing it, sending it on the road, which was costing Hertz money trying to repair stuff out on the road. So relating that technology with being able to check every tire consistently across the board, doesn't matter who the technician is, you're going to get the same results every time consistently. And streamlining that process is a big selling point on that product to me.
Perfect. This is a great opportunity. I've got a printout in here. I just happened to be doing a red carpet yesterday, but so I've got the full green printout here.
Yeah.
So lately we've been seeing a real big success of not only just presenting the customer with the results and showing them, hey, here's the good news about your vehicle, and congratulating them that, you know, they don't have any premature tire wear, their alignment isn't out, and then sending them on their way. But we've really seen some innovation here where now they're taking this particular full green printout and they're telling the customer that we recommend a tire rotation to prolong the life of those tires. And the customers are celebrating the idea. And we've really seen like an increase in those tire rotations and the profitability there. So it's a whole nother side of that return on investment for that quick tread. And then further, of course, if we're doing a tire rotation, guys, we got the tires off that vehicle. You got brake pads, you got rotors, you got your undercar inspection right there. I tell you what, it's a whole new way of celebrating that green printout, but I just thought I'd share that, you know, while we were talking about it.
Oh yeah, that's a great tip. And we think about how we can help our customers be more profitable. That's another avenue, you know, I wasn't thinking about.
So, well, here it is. So this is really why I called you in here after you sent me that email and you were talking about the full integrated racks. But guys, 19 Elite alignment systems, 16 of which are the full integrated alignment. So you told me the one, you got to have the customer, And I don't know. I mean, I know you don't have it on your demo truck, so how'd you make 16 full integrated alignment racks?
I tell you what, it took a little work initially. You know, trying to convince the customer that they needed to spend the extra money on the rack. The biggest thing, or the biggest advice I could say is try to relate those options to something the customer can relate to. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, where it gets pretty hot.
Yeah.
So I like to relate it to cars. Most of our guys are into cars. So, you know, I ask them, hey, you ever bought a new car without AC? Maybe I relate AC, maybe I relate AC to power slides. You know, I tell them about the productivity features, the lower maintenance cost, some of the things. That's something I wouldn't sell a rack without. And they can agree when they see those benefits and they think about it related to something they think of.
Yeah.
The other thing I like to compare it to is like the lights. That's a super convenient feature. Well, it's kind of like cruise control. You don't have to have it. You can drive your car around, but cruise control makes it so nice. You kick back, do your thing. Well, these LED lighting come on when it comes off the ground, shut off when it goes down. That's just a great productivity feature that makes it really easy to use. The third thing is the AirPods. Man, I love those things. Be able to put the printout on the printout before and after pressures for our customers. Super slick. I like to relay that to other options, maybe a sunroof or maybe air-conditioned seats. Man, a lot of these guys, if they think about their car they're driving right now and they want those options, they'll buy all of it.
Absolutely. So you get a couple in there, and then what? You go pick these guys up, take them to the location, or what do you do?
Oh yeah, I tell you, once you sell a couple of these things, I've never sold an integrated rack that a customer wasn't happy with. So it's very easy to go to one of your other customers and say, hey, you know, by the way, I got a customer looking at alignment equipment. You mind if we come and showcase your shop? And I tell you, owners like showing off their fancy new toys. So I usually go over there, I'll do a quick demo on their rack, and then show them those productivity features. The cool thing is then you just walk away. The owners like talking, and the one likes bragging about his equipment, and he's going to tell the other guy he's a fool if he doesn't buy it.
That's right.
And you know on the way back, it's a signed deal. It's done.
For sure. If you were to mentor any of these sales reps and they were going to go out in your territory and you were going to help them achieve 1.9, which I guess the new record would be that $2.0 million, how are they going to get there? What are you going to do for them?
Well, first off, guys, I would probably say get familiar with your equipment. Spend time in your truck. Demo for yourself, maybe your kids. Get used to the equipment, how it works, so if you get into a bind, you have an avenue out. Not only that, but go out every day. Stop by every customer, regardless if they're HD. What if they're just a brake shop? What if they're just a basic automotive shop? If they have an avenue to increase their income, and if we can bring them that tool to be more successful, I think it's it's almost required by us to make that stop to help that customer out and to make sure they know that this Hunter equipment is here for them. And not only them to use, but them to increase their profitability and increase the value of their service to their customers.
Well, guys, there he is, Dave Henry. You send him an email anytime. I mean, it's right here. Get up every single morning, be driving that demo truck. There's opportunities out there, and brochures aren't going to do it. Would you agree?
Yeah, only gets you so far.
You got to show it, guys. You got to show it. Well, hey, that's another session with tips from Tom. I hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to another feature from you. And if you still got those ideas, shoot them my way. Shoot me the emails. I'll share them with the rest of the organization. I can't wait to hear from you.
See you later, Tom. Thanks for the invite.
You bet, buddy.